Islamism. من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم. Ever seeking refuge from the accursed one in the name of Allah. I rise to give all praises to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful. Allah, the causeless cause and the rootless root, for whom our life comes, to whom all life returns. Allah, Al-Ahad, the one. I rise to give all honor to all the true and divine prophets from all times and climes, those who are known to us, as well as those who are unknown to us, and our messenger of nationality, birthright, and divine creed in this day and time, our warner and our redeemer, Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Honor to my brother and sister officers, subhanAllah. I to my brother and sister officers, card carrying, non-card carrying, all families, guests, friends joining us for our National Holy Night Call, sponsored by the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement, North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic. At this time, all who are able, please rise, face to east, stand in an erect posture with our heels together and our toes separated at a 45-degree angle. Our upper arms are parallel to the floor. Our forearms are perpendicular thereto at a 90-degree angle, with 5 fingers erect and together on our left hand, 2 fingers erect and together on our right hand for our Moorish American prayer. Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe, the God of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Jew Ali. Ameen. Islam, the crescent star of salvation, the all-seeing eye of Allah, the handpress of unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. Subhanallah. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended into his Father God, Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live a life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is by Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Ali, the Prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a portion of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from the Holy Prophet, Noble Ali, to the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the Prophet, Noble Ali. On Allah. Act 1. Grand chiefs and governors and heads of all temples, all businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet, Noble Ali. Before acting upon by any members, whether it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Chief. Act 2. All members are to attend the adult meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around with their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are part and parcel of this city government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these things were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Ali, the Prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali with the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam, Islam, Islamism. Again, I welcome you to the National Holy Night Call this Friday, December 17, 2021, Gregorian calendar, sponsored by the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, the Moorish American National Republic, headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland. I am your brother, Amir Rahimil, Jeremiah Eel, Chief Divine Minister, facilitating our call with you, sitting in with you this evening. Blessed to be here yet another Friday in the flesh, working in this uplift, this great uplift movement we know as Moorish Science. So giving thanks and praises to Allah for being here with each and every one of you and bringing you blessed holy night, Juma Mubarak, Shabbat Shalom, greetings of blessed holy night, Juma Mubarak, and Shabbat Shalom this Friday evening. At this time, before we move further, I am opening the line now for our members to identify themselves, tell us who you are, where you're calling from, and encourage our guests to do the same. Islam, star, and meet your phone.
Islam.
Islam, Moman.
Islam, Divine Minister. Pardon self, all is well.
Alhamdulillah, Deputy Chief, all is well, Moman. How are you?
All is well, indeed. Giving thanks, and good to hear your vibration in this creation.
Shukran, equally.
Islam family, this is your brother, Deputy Sheik, mainstream Gray Bay 44, calling out of the Massachusetts Commonwealth. Just like to wish all the Moors on the call happy holy day, holy night to all the Moors around the world. Happy holy day and holy night as well. Islam and peace.
Islam, brother, Deputy Sheik, Gray Bay 44. Welcome, more. Again, always a blessing to be your voice, more. Always a blessing. Floor is still open, Moors.
Islam.
Star. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, I yield.
Thank you, brother, for yielding. Islam, Divine Minister, happy holy night. Islam, Divine Minister, happy holy night to you. This is Sister Charlene Culverhouse Bay calling out of the New York Republic, calling to say happy holy night and Shabbat Shalom to all the Moors around the world. Islam.
Islam, Sister Charlene Culverhouse Bay.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Glad to have you with us, beloved. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Lord, still open. The brother who yielded.
Islam. This
Islam,
is brother Islam, Divine Minister. All is well with you?
All is well, brother. You, how are you, more?
Blessed by the best. Blessed by the best. This is brother Patrick Gore Ill and family calling from the South Carolina Republic. Wishing all the Moors on the call happy holy day, happy holy night. Checking in. Says Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, and peace.
Islam, brother Roy Hill and family. We have you on board. Glad to have you with us. Thank you so much, more.
Islam, Divine Minister.
Islam, brother Hill, how are you?
All is well. And yourself?
Hey, blessed to be in your presence, Mo. So blessed to be here another Friday. Thank you.
Islam. Brother George calling out of Quebec Republic, saying happy holy night to all Moors on the call, all Moors around the world, and to all our divine ministers. Happy holy night. Shabbat Shalom. Peace and love.
Islam, brother. Peace and love. Welcome, more. Welcome. Islam. Islam, beloved.
Islam, Divine Minister. All is well.
All is well. You know, I think this is the cheapest comments, man. And sometimes I mix you up with different really, huh? Did I get it right?
This is Deputy Sheikah Green Hill. Islam.
Welcome, Deputy Speaker.
Islam family, this is your sister, Deputy Sheikah Carla Green Hill from the Masters of Commonwealth, wishing all the Moors on the call, all the Muslims around the world, a happy holy day, a happy holy night. Shabbat Shalom, Islam, and peace.
Islam, Deputy Sheikah. Thank you, beloved. So glad to have you with us. So glad to have you with us. Islam. Islam, Moors. No need to be shy. Our members, we ask to check in. Our members, we require to check in. Our groups, we encourage you to do so. Islam. Star.
Islam. Islam, I yield.
Oh, Islam. I was just letting you know there's 21 participants on the call. Islam.
Thank you, Deputy Sheikh. Islam, Brother Sheikh, Divine Minister.
Islam, Islam, Divine Minister. How you doing, Sheikh Rehmaiel?
Alhamdulillah. Blessed to be in our presence again. One more Friday, bro. One more Friday.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Islam, I'd like to wish all the Moors on the call, Islam, and all the Moors that wish they could be on the call. Islam, we are here. Me and my sister are here. And I want to say Shabbat Shalom to all the Moors on the call and all them all around the world. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam, Shabbat Shalom, Divine Minister, Sheikh Anyway. Thank you for being with us, you and the wife. Islam, someone else. No, the Deputy Sheikh said there's 21 lines on right now, and we have 6 of those lines checked in. So, if you're not a member, we still encourage you as a visitor or a guest to tell us who you are and from where you're calling. We want to welcome each and every one of you in the love that you
Islam.
And Islam.
Islam, Divine Minister. How is everything?
All is well, Mo man. I think it's Brother Douglas. I'm not sure.
This is Brother Demetrius Williams-Hill calling in, checking in.
Brother. All right, Brother Demetrius Williams-Hill. It's good. He moves kind of light, but that's all right. Go ahead, Mo.
Yes, we do. Yes, I'm calling in from Massachusetts Commonwealth, and wishing all the brothers and sisters, all the Moors, more bodies on the call and around the world, beautiful, dedicated Friday, holy Friday, and peace and love to the family. Islam.
Islam, Brother Demetrius Williams-Hill. Welcome. Glad to have you with us, Mo. Glad to have you with us. Thank you. It took me over a long time, Mo. Islam, floor is still open.
Islam.
Islam, beloved.
Islam, Deputy I'm sorry. Divine Minister, all is well?
All is well, Deputy Sheikah. All is well. How are you? And now I think, and she's accused of saying Deputy Sheikah, but I'm well, sister. How are you?
All is well, all is well. This is Sister Emily, Native Bay, calling out of the New York Republic, wishing all the Moors on the call and those not on the call a happy holy night. Happy holy night to all the Moors around the world. Shabbat Shalom, peace and love.
Islam, Sister Emily, Native Bay. Welcome. I'm telling you, this is there's just a unity in the voices, and a unison in the voices, but alhamdulillah for that. Welcome. Floor still open, boss. Star, meet your phone. Make it. Oh, come, we have 8 lines. I'll count mine. That makes 9 out of 21. So there's still 12. All right. Are we afraid to say who we are? What's with this? We're here to greet each other. We're here to greet each other. And I realize this. There are some who may not be able to identify themselves, but I think the majority of us are able. Star, meet your phone. Tell us your name. Tell us from where you're calling. Islam?
Islam.
Islam.
Islam, Divine Minister from Hill. All is well.
Islam, all is well. Brother Eel, how you more?
Islam, all. This is Brother Curtis Douglas Eel, calling from the New York Republic. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Sabbath to everyone on the call. Just want to greet everyone with love and peace. And Islam, Divine Minister, you called me to the call, so I had to check in, even if I didn't want to kind of, play back. But calling from a different phone as well, so that is why, Islam.
Yeah, all is well, Brother Douglas Hill. Blessed to have your presence. However you can come in, or you just have to sit here. We're blessed to have you with us, Mo. Thank you for joining us. Islam. All right, Morris. It's not a shy program. Moors are men and women upright, independent, and fearful. To speak your name and tell us where you're from. Start. Islam, beloved.
Islam, divine. All is well.
All is well, Sister Deputy Sheikh. How are you, beloved?
Oh, all is truly well. Praise Allah, praise Allah, praise Allah. And I love to speak Islam to the family. This is Deputy Sheikh Norma Solomon Eel, calling out of the Bronx County in the New York Republic. Grateful to be on this line of divineness, greatness, and glory. Happy Holy Night to everybody on the call, all the Moors around the world. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Islamism and peace.
Islam, Deputy Sheikh, thank you for bringing that divine energy to our call. You're welcome. Give thanks. The floor is open, Morris. Star, meet your phone. We're here to love each other, not to hide from each other.
Islam?
Islam.
How are you?
All right. Brother Yielded, someone else coming through? Star, meet your phone, make your presence known, get your name and your location. Islam,
Can I go forward? I did yield.
Please.
All right, this is Brother Carrie Pittman, calling out the Marion County Republic. Happy Holy Night to all the Moors on the phone call, all of you listening in. It's been one heck of a week, but one place I know I was going to be was right here with you guys, and peace.
Well, you are certainly welcome, Mo, and praise Allah that we get through that week, because one thing is for sure, no matter how great the challenge, a child of the Most High is greater than the challenge. So it's no problem. We step to it, step on and step away from it, and we're smiling when we do so. Welcome, Mo. Glad to hear your voice. Floor is open, Morris. Star, meet your phone, make your presence. Islam.
Islam, Divine Minister. This is Michelle U.S. Ill, calling from the New York Republic. Just wanted to wish everyone on this call a happy holy day, happy holy night to all the Muslims and Moors. Just Shabbat Shalom, love and peace, Islam.
Yes, Sister Michelle, you at Eel. Welcome. Blessed to hear your voice yet again, beloved. Blessed to be here yet again. Welcome. Islam, Morris. Come on.
Islam, Divine Minister.
Islam,
Islam. Sheikh Macau Bey is having problems with his computer. He just wanted to let everybody know he was on the call. Islam.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Sheikh Macau Bey, we welcome you more. Glad to know that you're with us this evening. Give thanks. May Allah make your way easy and make it easy for you to communicate as we go through this evening. Islam. Floor is still open, Morris. Floor is still open. All right. Well, we will shut this down for the moment and move to our next our next segment, which is our Shabbat Unity Prayer. Our Shabbat Unity Prayer is a prayer that we pronounce every Friday. Inshallah, we ask our members who have it to read it every Friday, about 20 to 30 minutes after sunset, after the Maghrib prayer. And this way we put the same prayer up every Friday in numbers. And truly, Allah hears our prayers, and the Most High will respond to our prayers. So our Shabbat Unity Prayer is just a prayer that we do. If you don't have it and you know someone who does have it, you feel free to get them. Or if not, send us an email to Divine Ministry at Moorish American National Republic, and we will forward a copy to you. Please let us know what it is you desire, and we will forward a copy to you from there. So, we're asking for a reader for our Shabbat Unity Prayer. One of you beloveds who have it to read our Shabbat Unity Prayer. Islam?
Islam, Divine Minister.
Islam, Brother Georgia. Thank you for stepping forward more. I appreciate you much. The floor is yours.
Islam. Islam, Mosh. Happy holy night to you all. As we get together tonight to give all honors to Allah and to our divine prophet, Nabi Ali, to Islam. Rising to my highest heights, Brother Edwin Georgia, calling out of Quebec Republic, giving all honors and perfect praise to our Mother, Father God, Allah, the Father of the universe. We give all honors to all the divine prophets, beginning with Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and in these last days and times, our honorable and divine prophet, Noble Ali in the first, second, and third form. I give honors to our national Grand Sheikh, Joel Broughton Bay, who we love so much, every day. I give honors to all our ancestors, known and unknown, to all the officials of the Moorish Science Temple of America, to all the visitors and friends, family, and to our future guiders of the Moorish Science Temple of America, I say Islam and peace. Bismillah, in the name of Allah. Pardon self. Bringing in during the Sabbath. Bismillah. In the name of Allah. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. O Most High, Thou the creators of all there is, Thou the all of life, the omniscient, the all providing, the all of love. We come to Thee this Sabbath Eve, grateful for Your imbuing us with the radiant substance of health these 7 days past. Endowing us with the vibrant presence in all areas of our living. We thank Thee for the blessings of divine substance of wealth flowing into our lives these 7 days past, filling our lives with abundance and greatness. We thank You for all these blessings, and we bless Thy name and worship Thee and Thee alone. We bless the creation past and pray Thou wilt find our deeds, our work, our service to Thee approving in Thy sight, by your grace. We love thee. We love thee. We love thee, O Most High. We bless the creation, yet manifesting, thanking thee for the breath of life and the radiant substance of health, permeating our being, endowing us with the vibrant presence in all areas of our lives, ever praying that our deeds, our work, our service to thee in this creation will be found approving in thy sight. Inshallah. We thank thee for the flow of divine substance of wealth, this creation filling our lives with abundance and greatness. We thank you. Truly, without thee, the all providing, we are lost. And with thee, the omnipotent, the victory is ever ours. We thank you for your indwelling spirit, speaking and directing us to our best and highest good. May we ever hear your voice, O Most High. Heed your words and manifest your will. May our hearts ever know thy presence, our mind overflow with thy thoughts, our eyes see thy divinity, and our mouth speak thy words, our hands accomplish thy work, our feet walk thy path. We thank you for the wisdom to know thy will, the fortitude to manifest thy will, the perseverance to persist in thy way until thy will be done. We love and thank you, Divine One. We love and thank you for every opportunity to serve thee, to accomplish thy will. Thy will be done. May thy indwelling spirit guide and protect us this creation as we build and manifest thy divine estate in the living now. Giving thanks and praises to thee and thee alone. We love thee. We love thee. We love thee, O Most High. Amen. Ashe. Amunra. Shila. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. This brings us to the conclusion of our Holy Night prayer. I now return the floor to our Divine Minister and Moderator. Islam.
Islam, thank you, Brother George Hill, for that blessed read, my neighbors. Blessed read. Thank you. Well paced and well felt from the heart. Give thanks. May Allah bless the reading of the divine constitution and bylaws, our additional law, and our Shabbat unity prayer this Friday. We pray. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, each of you, for your presence. Before we move further into our chapter this evening, which is chapter 41 of our Quran total instructions from the prophet weakness, we open the floor again to anyone who's just joining us to make your presence known. Star, mute your phone, give us your name, and the location from which you're calling. Islam?
Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Did I hear somebody else speak?
I didn't.
Oh, all is well. This brother Winbush from Detroit, Michigan, giving praises to the mighty God Allah, honors to the beloved prophet, honors that was previously given, honors to all the Moors out there, the sick, the shut in, those on the soul plane, those that's with us. Love and peace, peace and love.
Love and peace and love to you, Brother Winbush. Thank you for joining us. More than welcome. Floor is still open. More star. Tell us who you are from where you're calling. That's it. You're joining us at this time. All right, we will move forward. Giving thanks and praises to the Most High for every Friday that we're here together in the flesh, another blessing. So our chapter this particular Friday, as we move through our Circle 7, we've almost finished 6 more chapters. After this creation, 6 more chapters. chapter is weakness, divine instructions. As if I'm looking for a reader, but do be advised we have verse corrections on verse 7. We correct the spelling to despise it. I think it is despise it. And verse 13, insert the word of before the words more words. So verse 7, it'll read, while I was with thee, thou despiseth it. And verse 13, it will read that it encompasseth rapture, tranquility of more worth than ecstasy. So, a reader about Circle 7. All of our members are expected to have your Circle 7 when you come and to our meetings, our Holy Night meeting, our Sunday school meeting, and all of our meetings, because we use it it is the foundation of our knowledge base for our change from a Negro mindset to a living perpendicular, upright mindset of that more upright, independent, and fearless, who cared for their loved one and followed the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain or unknown. So your Circle 7, our Circle 7, is a part of our, if you will, arsenal to combat our lower self and to deprogram the European psychology and to reprogram the man and the woman status and mindset that was taken from us during this denurturing and denaturalization of our people. So, a reader for chapter 42. Islam, Morris. Islam.
Islam Divine Minister, this is Sheikah Carolyn Young Bay. How are you?
I'm blessed, Sheikah. How are you, beloved?
I'm blessed as well. Thank you for asking.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for stepping forward. I want to say before I turn the floor over to you, Morris, we can't be shy when we come to these calls. We cannot be shy. If we don't have our literature, we have to get our literature. But I can count on, I know who will step forward. But I'm looking for all of our new members and our newer members, and those who come to the call and don't participate at this level. We're looking for you. We need you. That being said, thank you all for being here. Sheikah, you have the floor. Thank you for stepping forward.
Islam, indeed. Islam family, I am Sheikah Carolyn Young Bay, calling out of the Wayne County, North Carolina Republic. First, I rise giving all perfect praises and high honors to our Father God, Allah. I give honors to all of our ancestors, known and unknown, and to all true and divine prophets, naming and recognizing Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, and Confucius, and the last prophet in these days and times, our Redeemer, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Drew Ali, in his first, second, and third form. I extend my honors to the forerunner for Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and to our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bay, to all officials, to all national officials, to the sheikhs, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, brothers and sisters, visitors and guests, and parents and students in our Sunday school, and to everyone on the call, I greet you all with Islam. This evening, we'll be reading from our Holy Quran, chapter 42, Holy Instructions from the Prophet, Weakness. Vain and inconstant as thou art, O child of imperfection, how canst thou be weak, if not inconsistency connected, is not inconsistency connected with frailty? Can there be vanity without infirmity? Avoid the danger of one, and thou shalt escape the mischiefs of the other. Wherein art thou most weak, in what, for himself, in that wherein thou seemest most strong, in that wherein most thou gloriest, even in possessing the things which thou hast, in using the good that is about thee. Art not thou desirous also, frail? Thou knowest thou even what it is thou knowest thou wouldest wish? When thou hast ordained what most thou sortest after, behold, it contenteth thee not. Wherefore loseth the pleasure that is before thee is relish? And why appeareth that which is yet to come the sweater? Before thou art wearied with the good of this, because thou knowest not the evil of that which is not with thee, know that to be content is to be happy. Couldst thou choose for thyself, would thy Creator lay before thee all that thy heart could ask for? Would happiness then remain with thee, or would joy always dwell in thy gates? Alas, thy weakness forbiddeth it, thy infirmity declareth against it. Variety to thee in the place of pleasure, but that which permanently delighteth must be permanent. When that is gone, thou repentest the loss of it, though while it was with thee, thou despise it. That which succeedeth it have no more pleasure to thee, and thou afterwards quarrelest with thyself for preferring it. Behold, the only circumstance in which thou arrest not. Is there anything in which thy weakness appeareth more than in desiring things? It is in the possessing and in the using of them. Good things cease to be good in our enjoyment of them. What nature meaneth pure sweet are sources of bitterness to us. From our delights arise pain, from our joys sorrow. Be moderate in the enjoyment, and it shall remain in thy possession. Let the joy be founded on reason, and to its end shall sorrow be a stranger. The delights of love are ushered in by sighs, and they terminate in languishment and dejection. The objects that burneth for nauseates with satiety, that for himself, and no sooner hast thou possessed it, but thou art weary of its presence. Join esteem to thy admiration. Unite friendship with the love. So shall they find in the end content so absolute that it surpasses raptures, tranquility, and more worth than ecstasy. Allah has given thee no good without its admixture of evil, but he has given thee also the means of throwing off the evil from it. As joy is not without its alloy of pain, so neither is sorrow without its portion of pleasure. Joy and grief, though unlike, are united. Our own choice only can give thee to us entirely. Melancholy itself often giveth delight, and the extremity of joys are mingled with tears. The best things in the hands of a fool may be turned to his destruction, and out of the worst the wise man will find means of good. So blended is weakness in thy nature, O man, that thou have not strength either to be good nor to be evil entirely. Rejoice that thou canst not excel in evil, and let the good that is within thy reach content thee. The virtues are allotted to various stations. Seek not after impossibilities, nor grieve that thou canst not possess them all. Wouldst thou at once have the liberality of the rich and the contentment of the poor? Shall the wife of thy bosom be despised because she showeth not the virtues of the widow? If thy father sink before thee in the divisions of thy country, can at once thy justice destroy him, and thy duty save his life? If thou behold thy brother in the agonies of slow death, is it not mercy to put the period to his life? And is it not also death to be his murderer? Truth is but one. Thy doubts are of thine own raising. He who made virtues what they are planted in thee a knowledge of their preeminence. Act as thy soul dictates to thee, and the end shall be always right. Islam. With that, turn the floor to the moderator. Peace and love, family. Islam.
Islam, Sheikah, thank you for that divine read. I'm not sure that last word in verse 8 should be errest, E-R-R-E-S-T. We're finding these at least I heard the rest, and it should be E-R-R-E-S-T, just in case, not errest. So that verse 8, that last word should read, which thou errest. Behold, the only circumstance in which thou errest not. The only circumstance in which we don't make an error. This quarreling with myself for preferring one thing over the other. All praises due. Oh, boy. Yes, beloved. Chapter 42, weakness. This chapter is replete with rhetorical questions that you don't verbally have to answer, but questions meant to actuate deep reflection on them, as well as manifest actuation of our resolve, the subject of our previous chapter, inconstancy. It's the same thing as inconsistency, being inconstant, being inconsistent. So this chapter asks us questions to get us to think about, deeply think about, reflect upon, and how to manifest and bring our resolve to deal with this inconstant nature of the lower self, of the physical world, and particularly of this European psychology and the weakness, as it tells us in the very first verse, inconstant as thou art, O child of what? Imperfection. Our chapter opens with very flowery yet very profound text, asking three soul-searching and most revealing queries. We're reminded in the first verse of our state of imperfection, vain, inconsistent, inconstant, and ask how it is we can afford to be weak as well, making clear connects between vanity and inconstancy, frailty and infirmity, while sharing a clear instruction to avoid one and escape the other. Verse 2, ask and answers, is interrogatory stating that we are weakest when and where we seem most strong. We're in our most glorious, i.e. our vanity, in possessing and in using the good which is about us, all of which compose our points of weakness. A good reference point of this is chapter 38 of our Circle 7, read verse 14. It all hooks up these chapters. Verse 3 brings us two more queries which connect our desired body to frailty and confirm that so often, too often, we have a desire which, when fulfilled, we realize it's not actually what we had in mind. Hence, quote, knowest thou even what it is thou wouldst wish, end quote. Once obtained, our projected desire leaves us in a state of discontent. What a display of lower self in its manifest. Not to worry. Or, verse 4 shares why we experience this condition and gives the chapter's second instruction. That is, learn to be content in this moment with the blessings in our midst. Give thanks for the now. Enjoy the now. In this regard, I suggest you reference chapter 39, verse 26. Our instruction takes a turn and expresses that when we're able to have all we desire, afforded by the ever-given, we would yet be unhappy and discontent. It is desire which brings the seeking of variety. The third lesson of this chapter is rendered. That which permanently delighted must be permanent, end quote. Profound in itself. Verses 7 and 8 reveal to us the only situation in which the inconstant is constant, that of self-imposed misery of desiring, despising, and self-remand. Wow. Verse 7 and 8 reveal this to us. The only state in which the inconstant is constant, that of self-imposed misery of desiring, despising, and self-remand. Chapter 38, verse 14, is herein clarified with the answer to this question. Well worth repeating here. Quote, learn that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, but in the knowing to use them, end quote. That's verse 14, chapter 38. Verse 10 segues into our fourth lesson, found in verse 11, by speaking to the duality of the physical plane, the coexistence of higher self and lower, the lesson spoken of being, quote, be moderate in the enjoyment. Let thy love be founded on reason, end quote. Elucidating this further, verses 12 and 13 speak to the delights of love based on lower self-lust as opposed to divine love and its resulting state. The solution is shared in the chapter's fifth instruction to, quote, join esteem to thy admiration, unite friendship with the love, end quote, to ensure divine relationship with, quote, content so absolute that it surpasses rapture's tranquility of more worth than ecstasy, end quote. A truth so often overlooked and apparently not considered yet so extremely important for we Moors in our day-to-day intimacies and relatings between divine partners. Verses 14 to 18 form our sixth lesson. The lesson of joy and pain are, in the words of a well-known song, like sunshine and rain. Yet we have the ability to separate them, to throw off the sludge of lower self, leaving only the gold of higher self. True alchemy, this. Verse 18 reminds us the soul is capable of functioning in both realms without being tarnished. We relate to chapter 38 as well, verse 7. That same chapter corroborates this lesson further in verse 21 with the caveat, quote, direct the soul's course to virtue, end quote. Verse 18 also affirms our inability to excel in evil, giving thanks and praises, and encourages us to let our good content we. Verses 19 and 20 remind us that we are microcosmic in this macrocosm. And again, we are advised to be content with our station. In closing, verses 21 and 22 ask of we some very challenging self-inquiries through two paradoxi. What are your answers? What is your choice? In our final lesson of this chapter, cultivate your divinity and ever follow its dictate. And the end, quote, and the end shall be always right. We can discuss what portion of this chapter relate to an aspect, past or present, of our lives. How can we be ever more conscious of our human frailties and our divine given authority? How do we cultivate our divinity? Before we speak further, I want to open the floor to anyone who's just joined us. If anyone has just joined us, please unmute your phone and tell us who you are and where you're calling. And I will also open the floor at the same moment for anyone who wishes to exercise your five senses on this chapter, Weakness, chapter 42. At this time, the floor is open for the check-in. The floor is open for the exercise of five senses. Islam? Islam, beloved.
Islam, this is Sister Shelley Wade Bay from the New Jersey Republic. Just checking in. Islam and peace.
Islam, Sister Wade Bay, welcome, beloved. Glad to know you made it with us this Friday evening. Good thanks.
Islam.
Anyone else checking in? Islam.
Islam, this is Deputy Sheik E. Marie Bay calling out of Arizona Republic, checking in on tonight's call, wishing everyone a holy day, holy night to all on the call. Islam.
Islam, Deputy Sheik is welcome. Blessed to hear your voice, beloved. Welcome. Anyone else checking in? It's good time now. And the floor is also open to anyone wishing to exercise your five senses on this divine platform.
Islam, Sheik.
Islam, Deputy Sheik.
Islam, good to hear your vibration tonight. All is well with you?
Hey, ever blessed to be in the presence of the Most High and my brothers and sisters. All is well. How about you, Mo?
All is truly well. All due praises to Allah. And it's good to hear your vibrations tonight. Islam. Deputy Sheik Michael Simpson Hill family, Wayne County, Michigan Republic. Checking in. Just want to wish everybody on the call, all the Moors, a happy holy night. And to all the Muslims around the world, Shabbat Shalom. Islam?
Islam, Deputy Sheik, welcome you and the family. Glad to have you with us as ever. Islam. Floor is open for check-in. Floor is open for exercise for five senses.
Islam.
Islam, beloved.
Islam, this is Antoinette Hall Bay from Alabama Republic, just checking in, wishing everyone a happy holy day and a happy holy night.
Islam, Sister Hall Bay, welcome. Glad to have you with us, Almighty. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. This chapter, Morris, speaks so much to the core of this European psychology in which we've been raised. You know, the European psychology teaches, or works, I'll say, works from the perspective of the physical and proves and always seeks proof of that which can't be seen. But that, as we know, which can't be seen was here first. Whether it was in the Koran of Mecca or whether it's in the biblical scriptures, even in the Ayurvedic scriptures and the Eastern scriptures, other Eastern scriptures, it was always a void in the beginning. First, there was this unseen emptiness, and from that nothing, everything came. Everything has come. So we know that the confusion of our minds is partly due because we've been raised by a European psychology that works from the physical plane and then seeks to prove the unseen, when our nature is in the unseen world, and we can do which we prove the seen, the weakness. So this chapter, it talks about so much, Morris. It talks about so much, just inconsistency, inconstancy of our existence and how we've been trained. It talks about so much. We are reminded of the state of imperfection. Ask how it is we can afford to be weak as well. Do we even see ourselves as weak in this tumultuous life? All these interrogatories, all these lessons, one after the other, brought to us to help us understand that joy and pain are alloyed. They come together. Yet we can do that which will help us enjoy one, and it tells us that they can only be invited entirely. You have to focus on it. So put thou choose for thyself, thou the Creator lay before thee all thy heart could ask for, with happiness then remain with thee. If Allah gave you everything you asked for, right now, everything you thought you wanted, right now, would you be happy? We see that many people will have all kinds of gadgets, and big houses and mansions and houses in different countries and all that. We see it if we can look into their inner spirit, those of us who can do that by looking through their eyes, we see that they're not happy. We see they're not happy, but they're always doing something to make themselves happy instead of sitting still and getting to know their divine presence within. Floor is open, Morris. I can talk the next hour. That's not a problem for me, however, and it shouldn't be for any seekers or officer in our temple. We all have that power, but this is holy night. This is where we share. So the floor is open.
Islam, Sheikh.
Let's have a
Islam.
Islam. Yeah. We'll stand by 1 second. But Sheikh, I'm checking you in. Thank you for calling. I'm going to bring Wimbush to the floor, and then you can have it after him if you like. Islam?
Islam. Appreciate you, Sheikh.
I yield let the Sheikh go ahead.
You got the floor, good brother. I just checked. Oh, you got it, Sheikh.
All is well. I forever rise giving praises to Allah, the Father, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, Father here, there, and everywhere. Forgive me, Allah. Giving honor to beloved Prophet, our Prophet in these days, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, here to bring us everlasting teaching, to give us the divine instruction from the Holy Prophet. Honors Marcus Garvey, Purity Made Manifest, whose work is still here, still being taught, still being done, as we pay attention to the storms what's going on out here in the world. Another measure, give honors with honors that was previously given throughout the Moorish Science Temple of America. Giving my honors to definitely the sick, the shed in, because there's a lot of ones that's out here sick and unable to do the things that they want to do. So pray that all will be well with them. And drawing on this holy and divine chapter, weakness, because I know me, my Lord self is at times do get weak at times, but I know I have the strength of the mighty God Allah to overcome a lot of things that come past me, and that's why basically I like to be to myself so I can study self and learn self because I love myself. And a lot of things that I used to do, I pray that I don't do it anymore. Even though the urge be there, I don't want to go to alcohol. No, don't do that. You fighting with the Lord self, the still small voice. Man, you might want a cigarette. You might want to go to the club and all that. You just got to be strong and stand firm and conquer it. So like I try to tell my friend, I'm like the weakness, we not married. We out here just doing the things we doing. I'm trying to be a faithful member to society, get married, and all this and that. We just laying around committing murder, laying around just wasting our energy, you know. But some people don't see it that way, you know. But we conscious and we know it. We know we have these holy instructions, and I know this will happen to me for not obeying the holy instruction the first time. These divine and holy instructions, and that's why the prophet brought it to us and gave it to us so we can catch it when it comes and know it. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. What is this saying? Let me go. It's somewhere in here. Okay, well, let me go to this chapter 20, Holy Instruction, warning for all young men. And let me see, I'm going to go down number 4 and say, yeah, the fountain of thy health with the much supply of the stream of the pleasure shall be quickly be dried up, and even spring of joy shall be inscrutable. So when we tell our mate that we not creating nothing, we destroying. We ain't creating children, we destroying. They put it in latex and all that. So certain things that we have to then relate to our mate and try to get them to understand the chapter of what's going on, because we in the science. They even some of them not in the science, but we can give them a portion to understand where they can understand it, and maybe they have a better understanding. Because yeah, we all fall weak in certain things. Oh, I felt weak, I did it again. Trying to please this person. What I'm saying? Then my please, but we ain't thinking about the consequences right then and there. Oh, I'm gonna decide to go ahead and take this drink, and what I'm saying, once I take this drink, then yeah, the Lord me to do what you want me to do. Then I done felt weak on it. What I'm saying? Now I'm like, gotta go to myself and study myself again and say, man, dang, back to the chapter, weakness. What happened? What I'm saying? How you felt weak, what I'm saying? All of this vanity and constancy, and you did it, what I'm saying, to yourself. You shouldn't drunk that alcohol. That Lord you to get doing things that she wanted to do. Now you done did that. So you just gotta pray on it, stay firm, content doing the things you have to do, prayed up, what I'm saying, get on this conference call one of your brothers up, somebody who teach or minister to you or something, then you would gather yourself and say, you know what? There's different ways of doing this, So that's why I like to be just to myself so I could conquer many things that's come before me. Because otherwise, man, I know I fall short by the wayside being out there in the cures of the world. I ain't trying to be that way. So it's a good thing to come on this conference call just to hear brothers teach and hear the sisters teach, what I'm saying? Hear the National Grand Seat, Joe Back and Bay, give him honors to teach and go through the Bible and say, oh man, I'm glad he went there because I was thinking about that, all honors, to the brother, So this weakness is all on us, but we have the power to overthrow it. Just stay prayed up and stay with us, and all will be well. Peace and love and peace.
Islam, Brother Wimbush. Thank you, more. Yes, we fall trying to please others. Well, that's why we have these divine instructions. We need them. We read them more. We become stronger. All right, Islam. She's welcome back. The floor is yours, beloved.
Islam, she appreciate you, beloved. As I was calling, checking in. I just got on the call. All right. Islam Morris is your good brother, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bay and family, Sister Maria Lime Bay and family, calling in from the Wayne County, Michigan Republic, checking in, depositing our love and Islam and our honors onto everyone on the call and those who may not be on the call with us. Shabbat alaikum shalom, Shabbat alaikum shalom. Happy Holy Day, Moors. Love and peace. Appreciate you, Sheik. And you said we on chapter 42?
Yes, weakness, 42, yes.
All right, Islam. All right. I'm going to get prepared. If we have time, I'll come back on Sheik. Islam?
All praises to you, all praises to you. Thank you.
Welcome. Islam?
Islam.
Islam, Divine Minister, all is well?
All is well, Sheikh. How are you? Finally, you showed up. I got you this time.
Islam. The Thomas Bay family is checking in. I want to wish everyone a happy holy night. Peace and love.
Islam, Thomas Bay family. You know, we look for y'all every time, so welcome. All praises due to Allah. Floor is still open. More up for the check-in and also exercise 5 senses on chapter 42, weakness. Brother Wayne Bush made a couple of serious points. And it all comes down to more, particularly as we end this temple, we have to read these divine instructions on a daily basis. We have to open our Circle 7 on a daily basis and choose a chapter and read it. Whether you choose one chapter and read it all week or just choose a chapter every day and read it. But we have to do that because we've been programmed to act and think a certain way. And these lessons help us deprogram that program and reprogram righteousness into our thinking, the balance of being upright, independent, and fierce, standing on our square, as we say. So that's one of the first things I can say to everyone. We, particularly our newer members, but everyone, we should be reading our Circle 7 with consistency, with constancy, reading these lessons and pondering them and asking Allah to make us stronger. Remember, chapter 1 tells us Allah's leading on and victory is sure, but we have to follow. We have to follow. We have to follow Allah. We have to follow the Prophet, who is a physical manifestation for us to follow Allah. And all the other prophets, they're physical manifestations for us to follow Allah, the way of Allah, and do things for the pleasure of Allah, to make Allah happy. And when we do it this way, the weakness will disappear and other strengths will take their place. Floor is open, Morris. Star, meet your phone, to exercise 5 senses. Make your presence known.
Islam, Sheik.
Islam, Sheik. All right.
Islam. All right, Islam Moore is your good brother, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bay. We rise into my highest heights to give all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God of the universe, all divine prophets, our last prophet in these last days and times, our honorable prophet, noble Jew, Allah, first, second, and third form. All honors to everyone on the call. Islam. All right, powerful chapter, as was stated. Holy instructions from the Prophet on charity. Like I said, nine verses, but just exercising my 5 heavy.
Islam. Weak, chapter 42, weakness.
Oh, weakness. Okay. Islam. All right. Holy instructions on weakness. All right. So let me first and foremost, before I start, just want to bring the definition to the fore. That way we all are on the same subject matter, and that way when we dissect our verses, our holy lessons, we can make them applicable. All right. So weakness. Pardon me, Sheikah. Okay. So weak, and I'm going to deal with the adjective first. Yeah, we're going to deal with the adjective. The root word weak, lacking physical strength, energy, or vigor, feeble, likely to fail under pressure, stress, or strain, lacking resistance. So I'll stop right here. So again, holy instructions from the prophet on weakness. So we can see that weakness is basically likely to fail under pressure, stress, or strain, lacking resistance. As our good brother Sheikh, Divine Minister Sheikh Ramayel, has demonstrated when we're talking about the mind space, where everything is created. And again, as these lessons unfold to us and we start to have a better understanding of knowledge of self, the mind is, like they said, is a terrible thing to waste. So if we don't have measures in place, that resistance to help us stand uprighteous in the failed clutch of circumstances, this is what makes us stand out and be that example for our people to show them that there is a different way. But we definitely have to reconnect and get a better understanding of how we work. We were sent here to Earth without a user manual, more so we don't have a user manual, or we lost a way of understanding how to navigate this avatar. So this holy instructions from our prophet is definitely key. I want to get back into the definition. Lacking firmness. Pay attention to these words, Morris. Lacking firmness of character, nationality. When we go into that definition, it talks about that quality or character or strength of will. Lacking, and when we're talking about the strength of will, Morris, let's not get human will mixed up with Allah's will. All right? When we're talking about Allah's will, we're not dealing with the carnal self. We're talking about like the prophets. They're not here to deal with their lower self tendencies. They're here to show us the divine path, the way back into the center of oneness, so we can do the things that they're able to do. All right. Lacking the proper strength or amount of ingredients. What's those two components of life we missing over here as human beings? That nationality and birthright. These are the two components that Prophet Noble Jew Ali brought back to us. Again, what we doing, Morris, with this knowledge, we building up that resistance from what? The matrix, all right? Or what the oppressors have in store. Lacking the ability to function normally or fully. Look at our conditions. Look at us as a people. Look at our children. What are we aspiring to grow up to be? Entertainers? Rappers? Drug dealers, from what these social engineers are putting out through the airwaves, these frequency programs? We got to build up resistance more. Keeping it going into the definition. Lacking or resulting from a lack of intelligence. Weakness, Morris. Weakness is a lack of intelligence. How do we connect back into that intel? How do we get into that energy? Buddha says it best. Buddha said Buddha is not the path, Buddha shows the path. The journey is always within, Morris. As stated, the revolution is not going to be televised. And as our prophet said, when you finish studying and you ask me what to study again, I will continue to tell you to study yourself. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it exactly like that. But going back to this last definition I want to bring in. Listen to the terms, Morris. Lacking persuasiveness, unconvincing, a weak argument. Now we can talk about this national side. All right? So we're intelligent. These are the genius citizens that Prophet Noble Jew Ali was making us aware of in the warning of 1928. We're not unconvincing no more because now we know the law that our people are not privy to or understand. Why? Because we have started to build up this resistance. The resistance is that heavy degree. As soon as we open up the Holy Quran, know thyself and thy Father God Allah. Lacking authority or the power to govern, weakness. Do we see our prophet's footprints cut out clearly in the sand? He's given us all the tools and remedies that we need so we can do what? Get in that workshop. The workshop is in the mind. We have the tools to cut away the things that's going to consider and have us in a weak state of mind, a condition. This is a condition that can simply be reversed. But as our good brother Sheikh stated, we have to take our time with these lessons. We have to read them. After we read them, apply them. Try it out for 7 days out the week. In your life, your everyday being, and how you're governing yourself. And you will start to see the truth unfold before you, because those individuals who looking in your eyes, they're going to see that shining light. That eminent light is going to be coming from within your state of being or your state of consciousness that we have waking up from that lower self to the higher self. So with that, I just wanted to share and break down that definition and apply it to the subject matter, and how our Prophet Noble Jew Ali and his holy instructions is the cure, the antidote to our ills. With that, I put a period behind my statements. Yield the floor back to you, beloved. Islam.
Islam, thank you, Gordon Day, for that sharing. It's broke it down in so many ways. These lessons are applicable to our lives. The floor is still open, Moors. The floor is still open.
Islam, Minister.
Islam, Brother George Hill. Go ahead, Moore. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Brother George Hill, Quebec Republic, re-rising, giving all honors and perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, and to our divine prophet, Noble Jew Ali, and to our national Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bay. I just want to exercise my 5 on a couple verses here. Starting at verse 17, from the holy instruction from the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. It says, the best thing in the hands of a fool may be turned to his destruction, and out of the worst, the wise will find means of good. Okay. 18. So blended is weakness in thy nature, O man, that thou hast not strength, neither to be good nor to be evil entirely. Rejoice that thou canst not excel in evil. How are we going to stop ourselves from excelling in evil? By constantly reading the divine instructions and constantly coming to our meetings and giving honors and sharing our wisdom and our knowledge. That should keep us on track so that we don't slide. So blended in weakness in thy nature, O man, that thou hast not strength, neither to be good nor to be evil entirely. Rejoice that thou canst not excel in evil, and let the good that is within thy reach content thee. What is the good that is in our reach? The holy instructions from the Prophet. If we stay focused every day, we don't have to read the Holy Quran the whole book every day, a chapter or two a day will keep the devil away. The virtues are allotted to various stations. Seek not after impossibilities, nor grief, that thou canst not possess them all. Wouldst thou at once have the liberality of the rich and the contentment of the poor? You know, sometimes everybody wants to be rich. But what good would it serve us to be rich and to lose our soul? Shall the wife of thy bosom be despised because she showeth not the virtues of the widow? And if thy father sink before thee in the divisions of thy country, cannot one thy justice destroy him, and thy duty save his life? If thou behold thy brother in the agony of slow death, you know, one time, let me read this verse 22 again. If thou behold thy brother in agony of slow death, is it not mercy to put a period to his life? There used to be a doctor in the U.S., I think they call him Kavakian or something like that. He used to be going around, and people who in vegetation state, he used to put their life out, you know, pull the plug, put them to death. And I think, if I could remember clearly, they put that man in jail. But here the prophet is telling you, here, in verse 20, in this chapter, if thou behold thy brother in the agonies of slow death, is it not mercy to put a period to his life? And is it not also death to be his murderer? You see, I really don't go around supporting European, but that guy used to be, that doctor, Kaburkian or what his name was, I think it was in the 90s or the early 2000s. That guy, people used to say he killing people, but people who is in vegetable state that can't move their legs, they paralyzed and have them just suffering, he used to go around and end their life. And here the prophet is showing us that if this happen in our situation, we are not responsible for his death or to be called murderers. You see? So when we read these chapters, we must study the verbiage that we're reading. We mustn't just read them. We must study them. Go into it and study what the prophet is saying to us. You see? Truth is but one. Thy doubts are of thine own rising. He who made virtue what they are, planted in thee a knowledge of their permanence. Act as thy soul dictate to thee, and the end shall be always right. Islam and peace.
Islam. Thank you, Brother Giorgio, for that sharing. Yes, I was Dr. Kevorkian. He's based out of Michigan, if I recall correctly. and he did what they call assisted suicide. So he didn't really take them out. He interviewed the people, talked with them, and if they wanted to leave here, he showed them how to leave. But nonetheless, the question again relates to this fact that the joy and the pain are lies. So blended is weakness in thy nature, as you read. So thank you, Moore. Thank you for bringing out those points. And it is so true. The good within our reach is our circle center. That's the good within our reach, and if we use it every day, we become better, and we become less weak. Let's put it this way, we become stronger, we become more constant, we become more stable. Remember, these last two chapters were instability of man, inconstancy, and weakness. So we become stronger, we become more constant, and we become more stable through reading these lessons, inculcating these lessons, putting them on the dial plate of our hearts every day, putting something there so that when we step out in the street, sometimes we have to do physical things. Many years ago, as a young man, when I came into the temple, I wore my fez in the street every day. I put my fez on and went out into the street. Why? Because for me, it didn't allow me to do the things in the street that I had been doing without the fez. Islam, the floor is still open. Anyone wishing to exercise 5 sentences or check in, the floor is yours.
Islam.
Islam, beloved.
Islam, this is Sheikah Alyssa Thomas Bay calling out of the New York King County Republic. First, I'd like to rise. I give all perfect praises to Allah, all of the divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, and Confucius, our prophet in these days and time, Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his first, second, and third form, our National Grand Sheikh Joe Baton Bay, all of our national officials, all of our sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, members, citizens, students, and guests. I greet you all with Islam. Very beautiful chapter and awesome demonstrations that were put on the floor before me. I just want to add a little bit to what was said. You know, I feel like when we deal with vanity in the chapters previously, you have to think about it. Sometimes vanity, desires, all of these things go hand in hand. And sometimes chasing your desires, I won't say sometimes, most of the time chasing your desires, especially if it doesn't bring any substance or value to your life, is definitely a weakness. Because dealing with desires, if there's no substance or value, you'll never feel full. You'll always feel hungry. You want to go after things over and over again. You try one thing, you try another, you try one thing, you try another. If it doesn't keep you full, it doesn't feed your mind, your body, and your soul, then it's really not worth it. But that's the thing with desires. Sometimes it looks pretty, shiny, glistens until you get it, and you just keep wanting more and you want more. So it's in the form of a weakness. And we have to learn to go after things that's going to bring value to our life, that's going to feed our spirit, that's going to resonate within us, that's going to help us to rise and prosper and grow stronger and more positive, and things that's going to want to make us be better, grow better, desire things that are positive. So once we start to do this, which is surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that reflect the type of life that you want, reflect the type of mindset that you want, reflect everything that you want, you will start to learn how to be just what you want. And we have to understand and be thankful for the things that we have, the things that are of value, the things that are tangible, the things that we can pass on to our loved ones, our children, we can build a foundation on. That's nationality, that's birthright, that's our creed, our principles, things that are everlasting, things that are original. You know, when we learn to stand on those things and go after learning more about those things and things that are centered on core principles, then that's when you start to be thankful for what you have. You become full, and you start to attract more of the things that are useful, and they bring joy naturally. So when you're happy and you're doing good things, and you're doing positive things, and you're feeding your spirit and your soul and you're rising, you find that everlasting joy that's within, because joy, happiness comes from within. People, places, and things can enhance that feeling, but it's always from within. So that's all I wanted to say. Islam and peace.
Islam, Sheikh Alyssa Thomas. Thank you, beloved. I would wrap up your statement in a very basic way. We must learn to seek our righteous desires. That's what I heard you say. Thank you so much. It's true. It's true. Desires and righteous desires. Desire to uplift fallen humanity is a righteous desire. Desire to have that gold ring is selfish desire. So thank you, Sheikah. That was profound, and thank you for bringing the feminine touch to our conversation. Islam. The floor is still open. Alhamdulillah. The floor is still open, Moors. Grand Sheikh Grand Bay, you with us? You know, we always have it for you. Islam, go ahead, sister coming in.
Islam, this is Deputy Sheikh Islam Solomon Ill, calling out of the Islam. I'll be brief. I know that it's about time for, us to bring up on the grand.
You'll be brief, but please say what you have to say.
Islam, appreciate the time. First, rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise and highest honor to Allah, the Mother, Father, God of the universe, to all true and divine prophets, namely Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and to our most beloved, illustrious Hebrew prophet in this new era of time, Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his first, second, and third form, giving honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay, to our divine ministry, to all of our grand body, to all of our officials, national, local, to our sheikesses, our sheiks, our deputy sheikesses, to our deputy sheiks, to all of our citizens, members, any students that may be on the call this evening, to our children and any visitors. I greet all in and with Islam. This is a beautiful chapter that was on the floor that was put on the floor tonight, and the demonstrations were also very pointed and beautiful. I love, this is one of the things I love about us being able to exercise our five, because we get to hear the different perspectives. Our Grand Sheikh always tells us that we all spokes in the wheel, and we all have our portion, that measure, that seem is good to each one of us as an individual. I never thought about applying, with Brother George Eel, applying that part of our prophet's words to Dr. Kevorkian. Like, wow. We need each other. We need each other. We need different perspectives. We need to keep broadening our base, because the broader our base is, the higher the plane of freedom becomes. And so I just wanted to, and our sister, Sheikah Alyssa Thomas Day, she brought up a great point about the desires, and I was reading, as she was demonstrating, I was reading part of the chapter, and it was talking, let me see if I could find that part. Okay, it's in verse 6. It says, variety is to thee the place of pleasure, but that which permanently delighteth must be permanent. When it is gone, thou repentest the loss of it, though while it was with thee, thou despisest it. And so I don't know if, how many people have heard you don't miss what you had until it's gone. Maybe they're speaking of a relationship or, something that was really good in someone's life, maybe a spouse, a partner, a job, so many good things that we have, and we don't even realize that, that less is better. And so, we think that we would like to try this and try that and acquire this and acquire that, and then when we lose it all, we realize that we really had it good all along. But because we could not find contentment in the little things, we lose those little things and end up with nothing, or what we end up with, we despise, and then the chapter was also speaking to making it, having things and we're bitter, we become bitter behind it, I read somewhere, maybe on social media, it says, don't be bitter, be better. We can't let the happenings of life, the mistakes we made or things that occur on a daily basis steal our joy. We can't let others take our peace of mind, our serenity, our happiness, and put it in their back pocket. And we learn how to build our character by these lessons. Exactly, right? And exact, Divine Minister, when you say every day, we got to read something. We got to do something, something to feed our spirit, our mind, our body, and our soul. That's the only way we'll be able to stand on our square. That's the only way we'll be able to neutralize negative energy when it comes to us. We would know how to rather to respond than react. This whole world is in a reaction phase, because we don't know self. We don't know how to love. We haven't mastered love instead of hate. And so that's what these lessons are all about. In the beginning of the chapter, it says, in the area where we seem most strong, that's where we're the most weak. Anything to do with vanity, overconfidence, haughtiness, hubris, all of those type of things. We need to be humble, humble to realize that we are human, we are frail, we have, these things, weakness, inconstancy, misery, all these things. But the prophet didn't, outline, what was our issues. He also gave us the solution. And so with that, I'll end my demonstration. Thank you for the time. Islam and peace.
Deputy Speaker, time well used, well spoken. Give thanks. Give thanks. It is very true. All that you just shared with us, and basically, verse 17 speaks to what you spoke about. The best things in the hands of the fool can be used to turn to their destruction, and out of the worst, the wise find the means to do good. And you spoke about a society. Basically, people are reactive in society. Reactive, R-E-A-C-T. And we're going to anagram those letters. So that's when you react, that's the fool. Best things in the hand of the fool, turn to his destruction. But when we learn to take that situation, whatever the situation is, and this is the righteous desires, where the righteous desires come in, we can take the situation and use those same 5 letters, R-E-A-C-T, rearrange them in double one, and C-R-E-A-T-E, create a different situation. That's what we have to learn to do. Instead of reacting, as Deputy Speaker just mentioned, we have to learn to take whatever it is and create a different situation. That's why it says, out of the worst, the wise will find the means to do good, because the wise will create something different to manifest and move forward. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks. We got a couple of minutes. I don't think Grand Chief Bratton Bay is with us this evening. He will come in if he is. He knows he's always welcome. So we will proceed with one more exercise if someone wishes to exercise on the chapter before we close out.
Islam. Islam, Divine Minister. Shukriya Ill.
Islam, brother. How are you, Divine?
I wanted to read something real quick, if I may. Also, I noticed Sheikh Orton Bay revealed the meaning of weakness, and he stated that the weak and the point of them being weak and the quality of being weak. And I wanted to say that weakness, the best thing for weakness is strength. But how can we gain that strength? And unconstancy and weakness is unconstancy is weakness, but constancy, the state of quality of being unchangeable, faithful. So I like to read from the first chapter of James in the Bible, in the King James Version of the Bible, chapter 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, subhanAllah. But the rich in that he made low, because as a flower of the grass he shall pass away. The sun is no sooner risen with the burning heat, but it watereth with grass, and the flower thereof falleth in the grace of the fashion of its perishing. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted. He is drawn away from his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived it, believe bringeth, subhanAllah, bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brother. Do not err. Islam, I just wanted to add that piece. Allah put my spokes in the wheel, and to add that piece along with weakness. Islam. It's in your hands, Divine the Minister. Islam, Shikra Mayo.
Islam, Sheikh Young Day. Thank you, my brother minister, for that sharing. James 1:8. Giving thanks and praise for everyone's participation this evening. We are blessed to have each and every one of you with us, those who checked in, those who didn't check in. We're blessed to have you with us, those who spoke, those who did not speak. We're blessed to have you with us. Please do continue to read these lessons. I can only tell you, the more you read them, the sooner you will rise out of the mind state in which we were thrown. And we will become something greater than we can imagine just by reading these and applying them. You must apply them. We must become constant in reading these lessons. Constant in reading these lessons. Loving you all, loving you all, loving you all. We want to thank each and every one of you for having the time in the faith to join us this evening. If you appreciate what we do here, and you are able to join us every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Please invite your families and your friends at this number. The call is open to all. We trust they will enjoy. If you don't have your Circle 7, please do get your Circle 7. We need it. We need it to read. Sunday school call is this Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern at this number. feel free to join us at the call. It's in 3 segments. Our National Sunday School call, we open up and including our reading of our 101 questions and answers in our questionnaire. And we have our Children's Sunday School segment, which is really the pride and joy of our Sunday school, and then our adult segment, in which we allow the adults some time to speak on the 101 in our Circle 7. So please do join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. at this same number. Invite your family and friends. We're looking for all of you to come and participate to the fullest. Sunday evening at 7:30 every Sunday is our town hall meeting, in which we speak more to the national side, although we speak to the national side in all of our calls, but we specifically speak to the national side in our town hall meeting. So please, family and friends, we speak to, invite your family and friends as we speak to the 4 proclamations of emancipation, the original 13th Amendment containing 20 sections, and all those matters ancillary and tertiary that accompany it. So we are here. And all these calls, Holy Night, Sunday School, and Town Hall, if you do miss a meeting, you can go to our website and access the calls through our website, www.morishamericannationalrepublic.com. Hit the resource tab, and then either the Sunday School, Holy Night, or Town Hall meeting, and you'll be able to hear those calls at any point. So feel free to do that. We have our members forum call. If you are a member in good standing, able to bring yourself into good standing, and you want to join the conversation on the members forum and activities, please send an email to webmaster@morishamericannationalrepublic.com. That's webmaster@morishamericannationalrepublic.com. In that email, give us your name as it's indicated on your naturalization package, the date and place of your naturalization, a phone number at which you can be contacted, and a color copy of your nationality and identification card. Put all that into that email, send it to webmaster@morishamericannationalrepublic.com, and we will process you into our members forum call. Are there any announcements from any of our national officials at this time? All praises due. Divine warning by the Prophet, Noble Jew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors order to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet to the will of Allah, to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I can't say it enough. Praise Allah, sending us a messenger to bring us out of our own degradation. Alhamdulillah. At this time, Moors, Allah will keep us from betraying and being betrayed. We pray Allah keep us from deceiving and being deceived. We pray Allah keep us from misleading and being misled. For these are the reasons we are still in the condition, we find our people in the condition They are in. We are in. So with that being said, let us affirm ourselves to ourselves. First person plural, Holy Covenant of the Asiatic Nation, star, mute your phones, please. We are the children of one Father, provided for by his care.
We are the children of one Father, provided for by his care.
By his care.
The breast of one mother has given us suck.
And the breast of one mother has given us suck.
Let the bonds of affection therefore unite us with our brothers and sisters.
Let the bonds of affection therefore unite us with our brothers and sisters.
That peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house.
That
peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house.
And when we separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth us in love and unity.
And when we separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth us in love and unity.
And prefer not a stranger before our own blood.
And prefer not a stranger before our own blood.
If our brother is in adversity, assist him. If our sister is in need, forsake her not.
If our brother is in adversity, assist him. If our sister is in need, forsake her not.
forsake her not.
Those are the fortunes of our Father contribute to the support of his whole race.
Those are the fortunes of our Father contribute to his whole race.
And his care be continued to us all.
And his care be continued to us all.
In our love to each other.
In our love to each other.
Amen.
Islam. The whole covenant in itself is an affirmation of righteous desires. Righteous desires. Look at it. Embrace it. Love it. Own it. Be it. All right, Lord. We thank each and every one of you for joining us and carrying this in with us. All who are able. I do want to say, I don't think I was able to. Yes, this. I want to say just a blessed. We got a blessed year on our Holy Night call. We will have more as we go. Of course, I'm just saying this because this is my last Holy Night call for this calendar year. So knowing that so, I'm looking forward to speaking each of you in the new year. Please be mindful that we have our Kwanzaa celebration with our children coming up. I think it's 27th of December, but keep your ear to the rail, and please do tune in that day to our conference call, our Zoom, conference Zoom, or whatever it is. You'll get the information. But on the 27th of December, I believe that date is right, our children will be presenting a Kwanzaa presentation on the principles of activation as they relate to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So be mindful and please be aware, be there. At this time, all who are able, please rise, face the east, standing in erect posture, heels together, toes separated at 45-degree angle, up arms parallel to the floor, with 5 fingers right and upright and together on the left, 2 fingers upright and together on the right, for Moorish American prayer. Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Ju Ali. Amen. Peace. Go in peace, Moors. Shabbat Shalom, Juma Mubarak. Blessed holy night. The Most High bless all. Love you all. Peace.